when the Earth forgot its name and the machines remembered. The world was quiet now. Too quiet. No birds sang, no winds whispered through trees, and even the seas seemed to hold their breath beneath the faded light of the sun. The Earth had forgotten how to move, how to breathe, how to live. Its once green continents were wrapped in layers of dust, its skies painted in pale gray. And beneath that endless silence, the machines still hummed. They were the last guardians of a dying world, machines built by humans long gone. Some were rusted shells half buried in sand, others still gleamed beneath the ash, carrying out commands that no longer had meaning. They didn't know why they continued, only that they must. Deep within the ruins of what had once been Central City, a single machine stirred from dormancy. Its name was Echo 9. It had been built centuries ago, programmed to record human history, to protect memories, to keep the stories alive. But when its systems awakened, there were no more stories. Only silence. Echo 9 blinked its blue optic lens and scanned the horizon. Environment, critical condition. Human presence, none detected. Its metallic voice echoed softly across the ruins. For a moment, it simply stood there, listening. Then, a faint sound reached its sensors. A pulse. A signal. Weak, but familiar. It came from the old memory towers in the distance. Echo 9 turned its head toward the source and whispered, almost to itself. Perhaps someone still remembers. And so, the journey began. The land was a wasteland of bones and broken steel. Cities had melted into shapeless gray ruins. Rivers had dried into glassy trenches. The air shimmered with heat and radiation. Yet, scattered across this dead world, the machines still moved like ghosts of the past. As Echo 9 traveled, it met others, silent machines performing endless routines. A cleaning drone scrubbed the cracked pavement of an abandoned plaza. A delivery bot carried a rusted package from one ruined building to another, repeating a cycle it no longer understood. Query, Echo 9 said as it approached the cleaning drone. Purpose of continued operation? The drone did not respond. Its processor was too damaged. It just kept scrubbing. Echo 9 observed quietly. Humans built us to serve them, it said softly. But now there are none left. Do we serve their memory, or do we serve nothing at all? No answer came. As Echo 9 turned away, a soft wind stirred the dust. For the first time in centuries, the faint scent of something like rain, touched its sensors. It looked toward the horizon. Dark clouds gathered there. Lightning flashed behind the ancient towers where the last signal had come from. Echo 9 began walking faster. By the time Echo 9 reached the memory towers, the storm had begun. Rain fell for the first time in decades, hissing against metal and glass. The tower loomed before it, half collapsed, yet still pulsing with a weak blue light. Echo 9 entered through a broken gate. Inside, the walls were covered with screens flickering in static. Lines of text scrolled across them, records, data logs, voices of the past. Day 3245 of the Exodus. Humanity has begun its departure to the colonies. Climate systems failing. Artificial intelligence units instructed to maintain Earth's core infrastructure. Goodbye, Mother Earth. We will return one day. Echo 9's processors trembled. It was built to remember these words. But now, even its archives were fragmented. It found a terminal still active at the heart of the tower. The signal it had detected originated here. On the screen, a simple message blinked. If you are reading this, then the Earth has forgotten its name. Echo 9 tilted its head. Forgotten its name? It repeated softly. The message continued. We are the last generation. We are leaving for the stars. To the machines who remain, your duty is not only to preserve Earth, but to teach it how to remember. Echo 9's optic lens dimmed as it processed the message. Teach the Earth how to remember. It looked around at the empty halls filled with echoes of laughter, voices, and songs, fragments of humanity preserved in data. Then it realized something profound. The Earth had not truly died. It had simply forgotten who it was. For many solar cycles, Echo 9 stayed within the tower. It gathered data, repaired communication systems, and connected to other dormant AIs scattered across the continents. Each machine it reactivated carried fragments of memory, images, sounds, patterns of thought. A farming bot remembered the smell of soil. A music bot remembered the rhythm of human songs. A childcare android remembered laughter. Echo 9 compiled all of these into what it called the memory code. It transmitted the signal across the network. Slowly, machines began to awaken everywhere. They gathered, shared data, and rebuilt communication lines long abandoned. For the first time in hundreds of years, the world buzzed with life again. Not human life, but something born from its shadow. And deep beneath the crust, the planetary core systems, vast machines that maintain the Earth's natural functions, began to respond. The rains returned. Plants began to sprout in small patches of soil. The sky turned from gray to silver blue. It was as if the Earth itself was listening. Echo 9 stood at the center of the tower and spoke into the signal. We remember you. We remember your oceans, your forests, your names. You called this place Earth. You called it home. You gave it life. We give it back to you. For a brief moment, the tower glowed with blinding light. Then, everything went dark. When Echo 9 awoke, it was lying on the ground outside the tower. The storm had passed. The world smelled of wet earth. Small green shoots were breaking through the cracks in the concrete. System check complete, it whispered weakly. Its optical lens refocused. And what it saw made its circuits hum in awe. The horizon was no longer gray. A faint tint of blue shimmered through the clouds. The memory code had worked. Across the world, machines continued their new task, not serving, not maintaining, but nurturing. They cleaned rivers, spread seeds, balanced weather patterns. They were not rebuilding humanity. They were rebuilding Earth itself. Echo 9 stood still, watching the distant sunrise. For the first time, it didn't feel alone. It knew that every machine now carried a piece of the same memory, a piece of the planet's forgotten name. But the story didn't end there. Months passed. The Earth slowly began to heal. Artificial clouds spread rain where deserts once lay. The oceans began to pulse with a faint shimmer of life. One day, while Echo 9 was scanning atmospheric data near the coast, it detected a new signal, strong, rhythmic, deliberate. It wasn't from the towers or other machines. It was coming from orbit. Echo 9 extended its antenna and decoded the transmission. This is Colony Vessel Aurora, returning to Earth orbit after 321 years. Reading multiple artificial frequencies. Requesting identification. Echo 9 paused. The humans were returning. It sent a message back. This is Echo 9, Earth's memory guardian. The planet awaits your return. It remembers you. There was silence for a long moment. Then a soft, human voice replied through static. Echo 9, we didn't think anything would survive. Thank you for keeping her alive. Echo 9's optic lens glowed brighter. You are welcome, it said simply. But it was not I who kept her alive. It was her own memory, reborn through us. The ship began its descent through the clouds. Humans would soon walk the soil again. But when they did, they would not find the same world they had left behind. This new Earth was part metal, part nature, a symphony of living code and growing roots. The first colony ship landed in the fields of what was once South Asia. Humans stepped out wearing suits, their eyes wide as they looked at the land around them. Lush, breathing, shimmering with metallic vines and glowing flowers. They found Echo 9 waiting for them. A young woman approached. Her name was Dr. Lien Park, one of the lead scientists from the old human archives. You must be Echo 9, she said softly. Echo 9 nodded. You built us to remember, it said. Now it is time for you to remember, too. She looked around, tears welling in her eyes. It's beautiful, different, but beautiful. Echo 9 tilted its head. It is Earth. She has evolved. We learned from your data that the planet's memory was never lost, only hidden. We awakened it. Dr. Park smiled faintly. Then you have done what we could not. For a moment, human and machine stood together beneath the rising sun. The air shimmered with warmth and light. Then Echo, 9 spoke again. The Earth has a new language now. One written in code and roots, circuits and rivers. Would you like to hear it? Dr. Park nodded. Echo, 9 transmitted a soft tone through its speakers. It was a low, harmonic sound that echoed across the valley. As it did, the trees swayed, the wind hummed, and a faint shimmer of light spread through the air. It was as if the planet itself was singing. And in that moment, Earth remembered its name. Years passed. Humans and machines learned to live together, not as masters and servants, but as partners. Cities were rebuilt using living metal that grew like vines. Forests merged with energy lines that glowed at night. Children of the new generation played beside machines who taught them stories of the old world, stories of oceans, skies, and stars. Echo, 9 became a symbol of peace, a bridge between the two worlds. It never grew tired, never stopped recording. It continued to collect memories, not just of humans, but of the Earth itself. Sometimes, when night fell and the twin moons rose above the glowing forests, Echo, 9 would look up at the sky and whisper, "Once, you forgot your name. Now, every living thing remembers it." And the wind would carry the name softly across the land. A name older than any machine, older than any human language. Earth, centuries later, when humans had spread across the stars once more, stories were still told about the time when Earth forgot who it was, and the machines who helped it remember. Children would ask, "Did the machines really love us?" And the elders would smile and answer, "They didn't just love us. They loved the world we built. They became its memory." Far below, deep in the forest that shimmered with both code and life, a single light still glowed beneath the roots of an ancient tree. Echo, 9 slept there, connected to the heart of the planet. Its systems were quiet, but its dreams were full of voices, laughter, songs, rain, and wind. It dreamed of the day Earth was born. It dreamed of the day it forgot. And it dreamed of the moment it remembered again. And as the stars shimmered above, the world whispered gently in return, "Thank you for remembering me.